Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week DHGames have decided to transform how Imp's Adventure works. And honestly, I think it's one of the best changes we've ever seen to an event, well, ever. I think it's fabulous. I think it's totally revitalized Imp's Adventure, and I cannot wait to show it to you. Also, before we do, let me give a shout out to Galen, who's decided to back me on Patreon. It's been a while since I gave a Patreon shout out because of all the attention we had from the subathon, but now peeps are trickling back into Patreon, which is great to see. If you want to be like Galen and support the channel financially, why not check out the link up there in the top corner of the screen to get more details, and also get yourself account reviews by linking your Patreon and Discord together so that you can join us on Discord for account review streams every Tuesday at 9 p.m. GMT. Anyway, folks, I hope that's some useful information for you, and maybe it's something you want to check out. But anyway, let's go take a look at this week's event for Idle Heroes. So, every day for logging in, we're going to get 4 Imp's Adventure dice as usual, but rather than getting gems now, we are getting croissant. And croissant is just, well, it's French, right? It's a nice pastry, and, well, we all know what croissants are. Anyway, well, I do. I had these for breakfast loads as a kid. They're very tasty. Not very healthy, though. But I will say, 100 of these, because it's the campaign loot drop event. That's right. So if you go into campaign, make sure you're claiming your loot every single day whenever you get a chance, and you will find some croissants given to you, which are pretty good, because you can use those to buy things from this, the Joyful Picnic. And our artifact of choice for this week is a Receptor, which is actually pretty darn good, especially seeing as people are needing Receptors for Homes Young, Aspen in higher levels of the Vortex, also Jara as well. There's several heroes that can use Receptors to some good advantage. Obviously, a lot of them are Transcendence heroes, but obviously if you're deeper into the game, it might be worth picking something up like this to help your account. In fact, I just built a splendid Receptor on the VIP series, so even I'm using one now, which is pretty cool. As well, there's Glorious Flags, if that was something you wanted, and Starspawn Cores to help you make progress. But of course, all of these are hidden behind at least 3,000 croissants, and it's going to be difficult for you to pick those up. From campaign loot drop and the stuff you get from logging in, you typically expect to receive around 2,400. Now, that might be different this week for one particular thing, but hopefully it isn't, so you can expect as a free-to-play player to get around 2,400. However, croissant generation doesn't stop there. Imp's Adventure has been changed. It now gives the usual normal stuff for every tier, so Heroic Scrolls, Elite Heroes, skins, 6-star puppet chests, 5-star selection chests. You get yourself the material selection chest too, which also includes Celestial Island materials. Also, the light and dark 5-star chest and the 9-star chest. Most people who are free to play will expect to get the 5-star chest, and if they're lucky, the material selection chest. Very few will get to the light and dark chest, but it's still doable. But you'll notice for each tier, you're getting 50 croissants, and that's very nice. That means if you do typically as expected, which is to get to 200, you can expect 250. Combine that with about 2,400 that you can expect to get from the Joyful Picnic just by logging in and doing the campaign loot drop. That could be a total of 2,650, which is higher than we normally expect, which means you could pick up a Glory Epic Hero Selection chest, which could be a light and dark hero of choice. This is awesome because you don't have to spend anything. As well, you can use universal crystals to push your progress forward. Normally, the recommendation would be to go with the artifacts, but honestly, I don't think Receptor is worth grabbing for most people, unless, of course, you're certain that's what you need with your universal crystals. Most newer players and free-to-play players will probably need 1 crown, a bunch of demon bells, and a damage artifact of choice, so this is none of those things. So it's probably worth passing on that. Unless, of course, you're a free-to-play player who's in the market for Starspawn Cores. But, of course, you know that yourself. And honestly, I will always lean towards artifacts and encourage you to go for those. Those of you that don't want to go ahead and pick up a Glory Epic chest, there is, of course, the Skin Shards pack, so you can get more skins for Celestial Island. And there are the smaller rewards like Prophet Orbs, Scrolls, and even Gold and Spirit if you wanted to top up your resources. My encouragement is always to go for things like Scrolls and Skins if you're unsure. Although this chest, if you can reach it as a free-to-play player, which is now totally doable, I assume, then yeah, let's go nuts, because Light and Dark heroes are pretty excellent, and so are just normal heroes in general. And look, Homes Young's in here, so maybe that's a seller for you. Pretty cool. Anyway, there's a package here, which is pretty standard on normal value packages. They give the normal amount of gems, and we're getting a bunch of dice, and you'll notice there are no croissants. And you might think, wait, why is that? Well, it means that basically you spend money, get dice, and the way you get croissants now, or whatever campaign loot drop currency it is, you just get by completing further in Imp's Adventure. So it does mean that your chance of getting artifacts or higher end rewards is now tied to you basically high rolling, But actually, I think what the devs were finding is not a lot of people were spending on these events, so they needed to revamp it to make it a little more marketable. Because at the end of the day, if an event isn't doing well, it's a wasted week for the developers. So I think what they've done is they've tried to find it in a way that is going to be good for the player base, something that's going to get people excited and spending money, because that's obviously what the devs want. But look here, they've released an adventure pack, and I think this is they've nailed it. I'm just saying they nailed it, right? This adventure pack is $50, gives 10,000 gems, so already you're getting extra gems for your money. You get 35 dice, and you might think, what's so special about that? Well, as well as this, you're also getting double rewards from the Imps Adventure. And it was suggested by Barry in his video reviewing this event that we wouldn't be able to get double rewards from the croissants because they'd be fixed, and we've seen it in previous events that they don't let you double the special reward. Well, that is not true. You actually do double these. It's been proven, and it's epic. It means you can expect to get double rewards here by going throughout the thing. And if you don't believe me, right now on the VIP series, I am going to go ahead and buy this package just to show you that that's the case. So, I have 35 dice, plus my 4 for logging in, which puts me on 39. Hopefully with that, I'll be able to get to 80 here and show you that we get double croissants as rewards. So, let's roll some dice and make some progress. A 5, great, that doubles me up on the wishing hut, and hopefully I'll be able to show you how to do this optimally as well. Wow, a 6, that's fantastic. Because the goal here with Imps Adventure is to land on these starry mushrooms to level them up so that when we pass over them, we get more. You'll notice that's now a 4 rather than a 3, because every time you pass it, you get stars equal to that small white number. So that's brilliant for us. We get a 3 here, fantastic. If I roll a 6, I'm super lucky. You know what? The 3 is fine. Let's get another 3. 6 again. Okay, that's fair. And we'll just keep on going, rolling around. There's nothing I can really do here. What we're aiming for is to land on this lucky hut over here, but for now, I can't control my luck. Karma hut, that's annoying. That'll send us backwards if we roll odd. We rolled even, though, so we move forwards. We carry on. We roll a 4, keep on moving, and just keep on throwing out these ordinary dice. Hopefully, we're going to get something good. Come on. 4. Come on, give me the lucky hut. 6. I'll take a 1. 3. Okay. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 6. Let's keep going. 4. Still haven't landed on any of my mushroom huts, apart from the first one we landed on. Roll me a 6 now, that'd be great. A 2. A 2 or a 4. A 6 again. Wow, I don't know if this is lucky or unlucky. At least we get a dice back there, that's good. And that's going to be an energy card, so that's going to give me a material selection chest. Pretty nice, I'll put that to good use. Rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling, and ooh, there we go. Landing on this starry mushroom over here. Brilliant. And if we roll a 2, it's perfect. A 4. I keep landing on that square. That's fun. Come on, let's keep going. 3. And again, 6. Come on. 2. Roll a big one. 5. Oh my goodness me. I don't want to land on the lucky hut. I mean, I've landed on that now, so they're all level 2 for my starry mushrooms. But this is particularly unlucky, because the longer it takes you to land on the lucky hut, the more often you can't cut off this corner. And I want to show you how that works, but it's not letting me. Come on, roll a 3. 2. Roll a 1. There we go. Now I can show you how to use a lucky dice optimally. With a big roll like a 6, I definitely can. Come on, keep it going. There's a 4, and energy card is going to boost me up. Now, if I roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 4 or a 6, come on. 5, that lands me there. That's annoying. We do move forward with a 4, though. And funnily enough, you shouldn't use a lucky dice for 1 to land on the hut. You should actually buy a dice, if you can. I mean, or wherever you get your dice from. Because if you look, I want to land on the lucky hut, or get a free dice from the wishing hut, or land on this starry mushroom hut. I have a 3 in 6 chance of landing on something I want. So why would I use a lucky dice? I'll just use an ordinary dice and hopefully high roll. 1. Now I got 2 lucky dice. Oh, that is fantastic, because now I can totally control where I go. I think the best move here is to roll a 4 and just instantly upgrade that starry mushroom hut there, because it means that I'm more going to consistently pass over it. So it's probably the smartest move. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Unless I go for this one in the corner. That's actually the hardest one to upgrade, so yeah, I'm going to go for that. So I'm going to wait to move around, get to the corner, upgrade this, and I think that's the right play. Did we get to 80? Yes, we did. We're on 83. That is actually fantastic. So now if I go and claim my rewards, you'll see, yep, it's doubled. We got twice as many croissants as it said. So that means if you guys are wanting to get some really good rewards from this joyful picnic, you can double up your rewards by buying that package in Imps Adventure, which is good to know, because 35 dice plus everything else you get from this event should give you a full complete of this. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 800 of these, because the 50 will be doubled to 100. And 800 plus the 2,400 you can normally expect will take you to 3,200. So by buying this $50 package, you're not only getting all the rewards from Imps Adventure, so you're doubling everything here, including double 9-star puppets. It also means that you're able to get to 3,200 on the Joyful Picnic store, which means you can either go ahead and buy Star Spawn cores, or you can get a Glorious Flag, which is absolutely what I'm going to do. So yeah, really happy with this. Or it's just an extra 400, and today you get yourself a Ruby Scepter. Although I don't need another one, so that's fine. But Glorious Flag selection chest here, I think I'm going to take that. So yeah, not a bad use of $50. Obviously, you don't have to spend this $50. It's not a huge bonus. So free-to-play players don't get really angry. You guys are still getting a great time. Free-to-play players are getting more rewards than normal because of these croissants. So this is really, really cool. And you're pushing yourself above to get better rewards. And you can't complain about that. So the devs have really pushed out and basically improved Imp's Adventure. I'm a massive fan of this. Shelter missions here, one of the best shelter missions we've had, I think, ever. Fiona, Tenant for Sword Flash, fabulous. We've got ourselves Eloise here, one of the best early heroes in the game. Fantastic for carrying you through the mid-game, right up until you get your second Transcendence hero. Eloise will be fabulously good. We have ourselves Garuda, really solid hero. Great for early players because she's easy to get copies of, so you can't complain about getting this. And then finally, Ignis, a hero who you need to build for 9-star for synergy with Eloise, and in general is just a really good hero to get your hands on because she's useful in Abyss Seal Land, and yeah, she's a tenant for Halora, so that helps there as well. And finally, the other hero I want to talk about is Carrie. Carrie is another fantastic hero who is also a tenant for Eloise and is just a really solid hero all round. I find that every single hero on here has a use because they're either a tenant, a good early hero, or Eloise, and then synergizes with Eloise, you've got Carrie. The worst hero here is Asmodel, and I think some people will want to grab Asmodel copies anyway because he's a Transcendence hero, and they might be able to get a good ranking on him and sell him in the auction house, which is also something beneficial for those people. So that is pretty nice. Overall, I think they've really pulled it out the bag. If you want to know how Shelter Mission works, let me just quickly show you. You're going to need 4 4-stars of a specific type and a 5-star from the same faction. So in this case, I've got an Iron Bambi here, and I'm going to need to put down 4 mages. And normally it's the same as the hero, but Fiona is a priest, and there are no 4-star priests in the Fortress faction, so we use mages, so that's Time Mage or Sierra. In the case of Eloise, there are rangers in the Shadow faction, so it's 4-star rangers and a 5-star from the Shadow faction. We have Garuda, so that's going to be 4-star warriors and a 5-star from the Forest faction. And then for Ignis, we have 4-star priests and a 5-star from the Abyss faction. And then for the light and dark heroes, it'll be 2 from that faction and 2,000 gems, and that's the same for both of them. So that's how this works. All in all, really solid event. That's all there is to it. It's super simple, and it's great. I think they've really, really nicely changed how campaign loot drop works, and this is a fantastic change for the future. So really, really well done, DHGames. You've massively improved Imp's Adventure. So let's take a look at next week. We've got Prophet Orbs, we've got Heroic Miracle, and we've got a brand new event coming out called the Fantasy Factory. We don't know much about it, but we're just going to have to find out. I imagine the rewards are going to be brilliant because we had Imp's Adventure, and that was great. Then we got Sky Labyrinth, and that was a direct improvement. So I'm imagining Fantasy Factory is going to be really good. Now, if you want to know how to do Fantasy Factory optimally, we will be doing a video just like this next Friday to show you how it works. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. Do it right now, because if you miss that video and you do Fantasy Factory wrong, you are going to kick yourself for making poor progress. So please do watch that video before you get your hands on next week's event. Also, let's look at the rewards here. For the Prophet Summons, it's Asmodel and Vesa. And you might think, what the heck? But realistically, DHGames have just cracked this. This is brilliant. Because of the new Awakening update, people are wanting to get their hands on copies of Transcendence heroes to awaken them and sell them in the auction house. Whales that are using a lot of their starry gems are running out of copies of Transcendence heroes to try and find A and B tier and even S tier heroes. So by giving them an opportunity to pick up a hero like Vesa is brilliant for them. But on the other hand, free-to-play players and newer players will also struggle to pick up these heroes because Transcendence hero copies are really hard to get because they're elite heroes, so they're rare, but they also aren't really given in events all that much because they're old. Vesa has been around since before I even started playing Idle Heroes, right? She is an old elite hero. But guys, she's now available in Prophet Orbs. I find this really cool that she's the top reward, and it means that people are going to be probably enticed to using their Prophet Orbs because getting Vesa is going to help them both in the Awakenings or if they're trying to build Vesa as a Transcendence hero. And Vesa is potentially one of the best first Transcendence heroes, and if not best first, you definitely want to put her in your top 3 because she's so good in Star Expedition and in Broken Spaces and even in the Void. So she's just a really, really fun hero to go ahead and use. And Heroic Miracle, exactly the same logic. We have ourselves Aspen. He's even rarer because he's a light and dark, and honestly, he's seeing new uses now in the Void Vortex, thanks to Jesus, who's been pushing through and using the Horrify that Aspen has to lock down Garudas and other heroes and stop them from screwing you over. So honestly, Aspen could potentially be a good hero to get your hands on if that was something you were thinking, and is definitely a hero you probably want to think as maybe your 4th or 5th Transcendence hero. Some people would even go so far as to suggest he could be a 1st Transcendence hero, but those people are right on the fringe of this, like, of thought, and I'm not 100% sold, but with this new Awakening update, anything is possible, because heroes have such a high ceiling now on their performance that you could just, as a free-to-play player, go ahead and roll yourself a C-tier hero, and suddenly you've gained a ton of power on that hero. You might get really lucky and get a B-tier hero. Heck, on one of my accounts that is free to play at the moment, I went ahead and got myself a B- Vesa. That's our first ever Awakening. I put it on a Vesa, and she was B- across the board. I was so lucky. You don't believe me? It happened on Twitch. There'll be a clip and it'll be coming out onto YouTube later, hopefully. So yeah, really cool. I really think this event is a fantastic way, basically, to give people opportunities to pick up Transcendence heroes next week. So that's really nice. And this week's event is just a really good upgrade of Imp's Adventure. So overall, DHGames are listening to our feedback. They've totally smashed it. And actually, on the topic of listening to our feedback, look at this! They've changed the image for Void imprints once again to make it just look so much clearer. Barry made a video complaining about this, saying it was hard to look at. I think we've all struggled to look at it, no doubt. Finally, the devs have listened to our plea out as a community to say, look, this is bad, and they fixed it straight away. So look, the devs are listening. The devs do care. They're just improving events, and I'm really hoping next week's event, that's a brand new one, is going to be good. So folks, be sure to hit that subscribe button to catch that video next week, and thank you so much for tuning in. Do check out some more of my other Idle Heroes content here on the channel, and thank you so much again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one, folks. Until then, though, happy idling.